So we're going to talk through guidance. Okay, performers need guidance to acquire and improve their skills. Visual, verbal, manual, and mechanical guidance are used in different situations and to support performers in a range of different ways. So those are the four key words: visual, verbal, manual, and mechanical. Now, visual guidance is when a performer can see the skill being performed or practiced. For example, the coach doing a demonstration, sometimes by the coach or another performer, usually highlighting certain aspects that are important. An image, a photo, a diagram, or a drawing of the skill, a video, either an example of the skill being performed or recording of performer's own performance, observation of a game or another performer. Visual guidance can show the skill as a whole movement. So it is really watching it and seeing how to do the skill. Now, advantages and disadvantages of visual guidance. So advantages: good for visual learners, particularly good for novice performers. So if a novice seeing how to kick a football, they can see it and then they can go and copy it. Good if the demonstration is correct and clear. Can provide feedback on performance. Helpful when teaching tactics and positioning. So now our disadvantages. Demonstrations, image, video must be correct examples. So for instance, if I watch someone playing a shot in cricket, but they are doing it wrong and I copy that wrong demonstration, I'll be practicing the skill wrong over and over again, which means I'll be doing the wrong thing. Needs to be very detailed and specific for elite performance. So for elite performers, if you watch an elite player kicking a football and then watch another elite player kicking a football, they're very, very similar. So in order for you to be an elite performer to improve yourself, you need to break down that skill a lot more. So it's very difficult for elite performers, visual guidance, but it's very good for novice performers. Now, verbal guidance. Verbal guidance is given by an observer after watching your performance. For example, coaching points given by a coach and relating to the technique of the performance. Feedback from the coach. Feedback from your friends, so peer feedback from other performers. Questioning by the coach the performer is prompted to self-evaluate your performance. Feedback needs to be constructive. Now, your feedback needs to be saying, right, what can we do to improve? Not, that's a load of rubbish. Okay? So it's got to be the key there, it's got to be constructive. So really with our feedback and our verbal guidance, it is the coach telling the person how they have got on. Advantages and disadvantages of verbal guidance. So advantage, okay, good if clear, short and relevant. Use of keywords can focus technique. Help if it accompanied by visual guidance. Good for elite performers. Disadvantages, learners can only remember a short amount of information. It needs to be simple and short for novices or young performers, and it can be quite difficult if you're talking through quite complex tactics. Now, manual guidance. Manual guidance is when a performer is physically guided or supported by the coach. For example, manual guidance is provided when a coach guides an athlete's arm to mimic a javelin throw, or when a coach supports a gymnastics to do a backflip. Manual guidance is provided during practical rather than a performance. So advantage and disadvantage of manual guidance. So advantage of manual guidance is good for confidence, good for safety. So if you're actually holding a performer in order to do a somersault, you know they're safe. Allows experience of the skill before they thoroughly learning it. So you're teaching someone how to do a backflip, you can show them how to do it before you don't just say do a backflip. Okay, our disadvantages. Learners may become dependent on the support. Directing movements has little kinesthetic awareness or feel of the body and limb position. So you might become quite reliant on the person. So you're doing a backflip, you know the coach is going to lift your legs up that little bit more. So you become lazy and you become reliant on them. You also now have child safety issues, so such as the coach holding the performer in the wrong way. Gives learners some sense of timing, action, and coordination. But it might be that they just become reliant on the guidance. That's probably the main disadvantage. So the next one is mechanical guidance. And mechanical guidance is when a piece of equipment or an aid is used to help a performer learn and practice a skill. It is generally used in the early stages of learning. Examples of this include using a float in swimming to develop the leg action and the body position in front crawl, or a trampolinist when helping to do a somersault. They might have something round the waist which is helping them, a harness helping them to turn. You could have a cricketer putting a ball in a machine that fires the ball down, or a tennis ball machine firing the ball over. So you actually can start to hit the ball over and over and practice the same shot over and over again. Now, advantages. It gives confidence. It makes you safe. You know that ball's going to come to the same place every single time. You know you can play the shot. Gives some idea of feel or kinesthetic movement. You're actually feeling how to play the shot. Okay. Disadvantages can be very, very expensive. You think a bowling machine might be over £2,000. Easy to become dependent on it. So in theory, that ball comes in the same place over and over, and you get used to hitting it. You don't actually feel how it feels for the ball to bounce in different areas, or a fraction shorter or a fraction fuller. Now, here are some questions. Have a go, and then we'll mark them in class.